Hi, Maria here. Welcome to my channel. Today, I want to share a little bonus video with you. So let's just get started. I want to talk about the one thing that I feel like was a major shift in my thinking that created accelerated growth for me in my character. So as a person, just in kind of growing more into who I actually wanted to be. So I wish that I wish that I could say that this happened like 30 years ago and I've had all this time to grow. But in all honesty, it's been a work in progress for, I would say, the last 5 years. So about 5 years ago, the catalyst came. It's only been, I'd say, in the last year that I've really embraced it and feel like I'm actually headed in a pretty decent direction. And so I'm gonna share it with you. So like my whole entire life, like just being really frank, I've always been a relatively good person. I've been dependable. In the birth order, I was the eldest child, so I've always been over responsible. People could count on me. I'm a rather nice person, all of these things. So rather well-liked, hard worker, whatever. Those are true aspects of who I am. But underneath this facade of being like dependable, smiley, kind, happy Maria, whatever, is a broiling, whirling dervish of anger and resentment and impatience, and every ugly thing you could ever imagine is all just under the surface. So as much as I wanted to be and spent energy, expended immense amounts of energy in being the person I wanted to be, underneath that was so much woundedness and hurt and character flaws and just stuff. And we all have that stuff. But what I found was I was spending so much energy in trying to be what I wished I was. Naturally, I am rather happy. But I'm talking about when you're staring yourself in the mirror and nobody's around and there's no need for a facade, what is going on in our hearts? So often I found that when I was in that place, I was a rather unhappy person. I was unhappy with myself. I was unhappy with others. There was no smile on my face. The face looking back at me was a face that was hurting, was a face that was in pain, was a face that didn't like herself, really. As a result, so many other things kind of come in to protect the facade. So, control, having it together, having things just so, denial of any character flaws, even though I know that they're there, defensiveness. So many things come in to kind of protect who I wished I was. I was a mess. Inside, I was a mess. The breakthrough moment for me, it's so bizarre, and it seems counterintuitive, was I was looking at this passage, honestly, in the Bible, talking about character flaws, basically. Like it was just listing them kind of thing. But I looked at that and I thought to myself, it just kind of hit me in the head. I have pretty much all of them. There's not one thing that I can see on that list that I haven't participated in some level at some point in my life, including hating people to the point of kind of like wouldn't have been sad if they were dead. So, things like that, lust, gluttony, selfishness, self-absorbed, self-righteous, self, the list could go on. And I actually just started reflecting on that. And I finally faced that huge pile of poo. I finally went, wow, I have a ton of character flaws. And I didn't do it like I had in the past. So in the past, when I was trying to keep up a facade, I didn't want to admit that any of that stuff was there, because if I admitted that stuff was there, that was bad. It was bad to admit that it was there because I needed to be good. I needed to be better. And so to face that stuff before would just bring shame and contempt, self-contempt. But all of a sudden, I just got really honest with myself and I went, yeah, I struggle. I struggle like a lot. I struggle with everything, like so many things. And there was no shame, like literally no shame. It was just an evaluation. And so there I sat and I actually faced my huge pile of poo. I stared at all my character flaws. I looked at the fact that I was really angry, that I was contemptuous towards others, that I was impatient towards others and myself, that I was ungrateful, I was selfish and irritated easily, and the list goes on. Like, you know, everybody has their own list, right? But I looked at all of that stuff, and although it was ugly to look at, in looking at it honestly, it was like it was the first time I loved myself, because I was actually accepting that that was there. And before I ever could look at that stuff, like when I couldn't look at my flaws, because I didn't want to admit that I had issues, because somehow that would make me less of a person. When I finally was able to look at my flaws and go, yes, I have these, it was like I accepted myself for the first time. It was like I actually could go, yep, I have these, and I still love me. Part of my impetus as a person that loves Jesus is wanting Jesus to love me, so to speak. And so, you know, trying to be something. Well, that's just garbage. Either he loves me as I am or he doesn't. And he loves me as I am. He loves you as you are. When I could finally go, oh, here's all my crap. This is me. This is who I am. This is all of me. And I'm going to love all of me. I'm going to love me through all of this. When I was able to finally do that, I was able to start dealing with the stuff. You know, I could actually go, I am selfish. How do I become less selfish? How do I become more loving? I am impatient. How do I change that? I am angry. What do I need to work through? I just felt like I went, this is who I am. I'm going to accept me where I'm at. And God, would you help me become the person I wished I was or want to be? And so for me, that was huge in me beginning to work through issues. If I could all of a sudden admit that I was angry rather than going, I'm not angry. And inside I'm going, like I'm a whirling dervish of anger, I could actually start working through it because I could admit that it was there. And I feel like since then, I've been able to become the more, because I'm a work in progress, more of the person that I want to be. But the other thing that was cool about that is for the first time, I literally was able to, because there was literally no shame. You know, I was like, yep, this is who I am. I'm going to accept it and not expend so much energy on trying to be something that I'm not, or trying to be the best version of me, but I could actually become more of the best version of me because I could deal with the stuff that was there a lot more easy because I wasn't trying to run from it anymore. Who are we kidding when we try to hide our character flaws? You know, who are we kidding? Like, people see them, they come out anyway. So I'd much rather just be able to admit it and just love me exactly where I'm at. Yeah, that's what I did. It's such a relief not to pretend like I've got it together. It's such a relief to cut myself some slack and allow myself to be who I am, flaws and all. And I feel like it really, really did make a difference in how I could grow and how much, you know, even just thinking about like conflict resolution, I could actually admit that I was a jerk, if I was a jerk, because I chose to be honest with myself, and I wasn't going to be less of a person if I was a jerk. It just meant I was a jerk in the moment. So I hope that makes sense. That's what I did. It made a huge difference. I'm still in process and will be until the day I die, but I'm so thankful that I can actually look at myself now And I can honestly say I'm becoming the person that I wished I was for so, so many years. I'm becoming that gentle person. I'm becoming less angry. I'm having more joy, although you'd never guess it because I'm crying right now. But I'm becoming that person slowly. And at the end of the day, success to me as a person is in being rich in my character, experiencing richness in relationships. That's what's really important to me. And so the fact that I feel like because I was honest enough to admit where I was at, that I've been able to begin to work through some of this stuff. Wow, I'm so grateful. Like, I'm so excited. And so I just want to encourage you, if you've been expending a lot of energy trying to cover up all of your flaws, I want to say, let it go. Like, let it go. Be free. Be free from that. Be free from the facades. It's time to let all of that down and just be honest. And it's okay. You are priceless exactly as you are. And when you are able to admit that that you have things that you had to work through, when you're able to admit that, then you can actually begin to do that. And you can accept yourself for who you are. Like, authentically accept yourself for who you are. And you're worth accepting. And you're awesome. You know, that's the thing. Like, we've all got our junk, but we're so fabulous. We're spectacularly fabulous, even in the midst of our poo. So can you imagine how much more fabulous we could be if we could just let go of the facade and accept the whole package, accept us, the whole package, and then as things come up, deal with them. So anyway, that's my little spiel for today. I don't know if it made sense. I hope it wasn't whack jobby, and I hope you have an amazing week, and we'll talk to you soon.